Dataverse is having many important data types. Now we will understand which data type we will use on which scenario and what is the best practice. The first one we use is called as text data type. Almost every data in the world can be stored as a text, isn't it? Why? Because everything is textual data, like first name, last name, email, phone number, product ID, department, everything can be a single line of text, right? So you generally use text data type or single line of text data type for your data. But there are some use cases where you need multi-line text also. For example, address. Address is never be one-liner. Why? Because address has many different facets or subliners, like line 1, line 2, line 3, postcode, right? Country, state. So this kind of requirement, this data requirement uses multi-line text. So in Dataverse also it supports multi-line text. Next, numbers. You know that we sometimes store in our entities the numerical data. For example, what is your age? What is the number of employees? Okay. So all those are numbers which requires a whole number, right? So whenever there is a whole number storage requirement, you use the data type of the column as number. Now, in this example, in in this example, what can be a number data type? Registration number, right? But not necessary. Sometimes the registration number are having alphanumeric. Okay, that's why you cannot mark it as number. You can be mark it as text. So here I don't find anything that are numbers. Okay, but in the customer PAN number, annual income, this is not a number, whole number. I don't find it. Let me just add date of birth, which is already there. Let me take age. Age is not also, yeah, age is also a number, right? But this is a decimal format. Every data type has format also. This is also a number. So this should be number, but format is decimal. Because on the number data type, we have many types of formats. We have whole numbers, we have decimals, we have floating, right? All those are part of number data type. We have a separate decimal number, okay, to store high decimal values, okay, bigger decimal values like price, discount percentage, right? Weight percentage. Then we have another is called as currency. Currency data type is used to store monetary values. Remember, with precisions. For example, 10,000 $50 or 50 rupees. That is a monetary value, right? And monetary value can be also varied monetary values, Indian rupees, US dollar, right? So you might have multiple currency. You can store monetary value in the Dataverse. But in currency, you need to understand one thing here. When you create a currency value or currency field, when you create a currency field, it creates two fields. One is called as base currency, another is called as local currency. So whenever you create a column of data type currency, you will find two default columns. Two columns will be created automatically. One is called as local, another is base. What does it mean? We need to understand. Normally what happens, whenever you take a subscription, when you take a subscription of Power Apps, we actually choose our currency, base currency. Where we choose base currency, I'm just telling you. I will go here and try to go to admin center. I'll teach this later on, but right now I'm telling you where we actually define base currency. Let's say my organization planned to deploy a new environment. So what I'll do, I'll go here, administrators will go to manage and create a new environment. When I will create new environment, here it will ask to choose your default currency. Now here it will ask to choose currency. What does it mean? It means that this environment you are trying to create, which is a new environment, this environment's base currency will be Indian rupees. So base currency will be Indian rupees. What does it mean then? Let us deep dive. And what is the relationship between these currency fields inside your environment? The point here is, if your environment is having currency, base currency as Indian rupees, you know that Microsoft Dataverse is a multi-currency support application. So you can define your app or configure your Power Apps to be used in multiple currencies. Let's say I have created an app. So I taken this base currency Indian rupees for my environment, whose name is ENB1. And in this ENB1, I have a app1. I have developed a app1. And this app1 is used by multiple users from multiple country. One user from UK and another user from US and another user in India. Now let us understand the philosophy behind the currency. Now your environment is having a base currency Indian rupees, but you developed this app on this environment and deployed for multiple users who are working in multiple countries. So when the UK business user will take payment from customer, which currency they will use? Will they use Indian rupees? Yes or no? Which currency they will use? UK. GBP. And US business users will use dollars. Indian rupees, Indian people or Indian business user accept payment in Indian currency. So, as because Microsoft Power Apps is designed to develop or to deploy in multi-currency environments, it is very important to store local currency and base currency information for financial calculations. So whenever you create a currency field, let's say amount, or for example, loan amount as a currency field, what will happen? It will create two columns. First column is called as loan amount base, and one more is called as loan amount without base in bracket. Understand this analogy. Okay. Now this is called as local currency and this is called as base currency. That means if an Indian employee will accept 100 US dollar, 100 Indian business user accepts payment from Indian client 100 rupees, then base currency will store 100 rupees and the local currency will store 100 rupees in database. In our Dataverse, we will find same value in both. But whenever the US business user accepts 100 US dollar, because in the local currency only the data will be captured. So when the business user in US accepts 100 USD, then the base currency will be converted. The base currency is equal to the exchange or converted rate of 100 USD to Indian rupees. 1 USD equal to 80 rupees, for example. 100 US dollar equal to 800 or something. So 1 100 USD captured. So here it will store 88,000 rupees. So loan amount $100 captured, and in the base it will store this automatically. These calculations are automatic depending on the exchange rate configuration in your system. And every Dataverse environment is having an exchange rate table that your admin will manage. Okay, either he can manually define the exchange rates table, or he can automate through some API. So exchange rates will be taken into consideration automatically whenever you capture payments. Like that, the UK guy, whenever UK guy will accept payment in GBP, it will convert to Indian rupees based currency and store it here. Next, yes, no Boolean. Most of the times we have many scenarios where we need a yes, no option, right? For example, to store status, is active, yes or no, is approved, yes or no, right? KYC done, yes or no. Like that, we have Boolean fields we can use, yes, no data type. Do we have any Boolean option here? We have a KYC. KYC status, you can store like a choice, or if it is required, yes, no, you can also mark it as. So what we can do, we can also customer add another called as customer nominee. Yes, is primary nominee, yes. Whether your nominee is primary or not. Now, date field, of course, storing business timestamps, the date of account opening, the date of birth, right? All those requires a date object or date data type. But sometimes we store the timing stamp also. Okay, for example, appointment time or appointment date and time that requires a specific time to be stored in the database. Visit time, appointment time. Okay, all those requires a date and time. So we have a date and time stamp available. Like currency, date time also is important to understand. Every date time field is having date. One is date time. Date, whenever you capture date, your timestamp becomes 00, the midnight. For example, let's say today, 31st July 2026. Then it will be your midnight. The timestamp becomes 0. If you only capture the date part. But if you want to capture the date time, then you can choose the date plus a specific timing. Let's say 7 a.m. right? So when you take a data type date, then the system will not allow to choose a timestamp, and by default in database it will store 00 in timestamp. But whenever you select date and time as data type, you can select a date plus timing component. Now the point here is, in the world we have many time zones. Indian time zone, US time zone, we have PST time zone, right? Depending on the country, we have different time zones. But remember, in Dataverse, we have two informations. One is your server, another is your client. In our system, in our application, we have two systems. One is client and another is server, right? The server is managed by where your Dataverse is available. Your server is managed by Microsoft, right? Managed by Microsoft means what? Microsoft has its own data center, and in that data center, your in that data center, your server is loaded or your Dataverse is available. So data center may be in different time zone, right? Let's say your data center is in US. Microsoft has many Azure data center, right? Where online applications are available. So if your data center is in US, all server date time objects will be associated with US time zone, right? Let's say your client is in US. Okay. Now, if the client is in US and your server is in US, then there is no issue because the client date time object and server database date time object is same, right? But whenever the client means the browser, you can think of the application accessed by which location and which client. Okay. Let's say this is India. So a user from India is accessing Power Apps like I am accessing this, right? So I have my own date time configured here in my machine, right? This is Indian local configuration, Indian time zone and Indian coordinates. Now, when a Indian person will accept the date and time object, the local time is completely different from the server time, right? What is the right now the timing? Let's say current USA timing. This one. Right now, this is the timing. What is the timing? 10:20 p.m. You see? But if I will accept this right now in India, what will be the timing? It is your 7:50 a.m. and it is your 31st July, right? So there is a quite difference that what India is having data and what US is having data, right? Now, because of this differentiation, what happens? The Dataverse actually stores the UTC. So for this reason, what Dataverse is storing data in background is the UTC, no local. So what, irrespective of your client, irrespective of your server location, irrespective of your client location, Dataverse stores the UTC format. So if I am in India and accepting this date, when the data will be pushed to Dataverse, this will automatically convert to UTC from India time zone and store the UTC. Whenever I will open the application, it will convert the UTC to again my local time zone and display in my URL, display in my user interface. Like that, if the same app will be opened in US, let's say same app is enabled for US client also. So what will happen? When the US client will open, then he will see because system understands where the client is accessing the app. So it will convert it to this and show in the user interface. Because Dataverse actually stores its UTC format. And depending on the client local machine, it will convert and display in the user interface. So here you understand how it is done.
Yes.
Okay, this is the default concept of storing date time object.
Thank you for watching. To get more technical videos on Azure, Power Platform, and Dynamics 365, please like, share, and subscribe.